Hey everybody, my name is Michael Bufkin. I'm a CT teacher here at Kitbo Cliff Academy in Dallas, Texas. Just want to give some ideas of how to use GPT chat in the classroom again. One of the ideas that I use a lot is using Quizizz. It's a website that allows for classes to compete and look for knowledge checks. What we're going to be using today is using GPT chat to help format a output that works with the Quizizz Excel table. So by doing this, we can use GPT chat to scan a document, pull out relative knowledge check questions, and then output it in a format where you can just drag and drop into the Quizizz form, and it makes it very easy for you. So look forward to helping you. Can't wait to get started. Because GPT chat is a language model and its training involves in a vast amount of information throughout the internet, we need to give it some specificity on what we want to train it on. So what I've done here is I have dropped in vocabulary words from Adobe that we would use. You can see the list is pretty extensive. The main thing we want to do here is make sure that it understands what we're asking for. When we go down, we'll know that the prompt that I give it here is the output that we need. But I think the first important thing is making sure that we get the output that we want. This is the Quizizz sample spreadsheet. What happens here is you enter the information that you want to be converted into a quiz, upload it into Quizizz, and I will show you how to do that at the end after we pull the information for the quiz. Once you've done that, Quizizz will automatically make the quiz for you, and you don't have to enter every single question by yourself. This is extremely helpful because we can get GPT chat to formulate the questions and answers in a way where all we need to do is check the information instead of having to type or really copy and paste that much at all. The main things we need to know are the question that we're asking, so the text of the question is here, what type of question it is. You can see that there are multiple types that you can pull in, and then options 1 through 4 where you can place your answers. There's an additional option 5, we won't use that just to keep it simple. The other important thing that we need to know is correct answer. And this is really where our querying ChatGPT comes in handy, because we want to make sure that the answer is always 1. Quizizz will randomize the question for you, so there's no point in having you do it yourself. We just want to make sure that the information is placed in here and then we can access it. Now that we know how Quizizz wants the input into the Excel sheet, the main thing we need to do is query ChatGPT. So what I asked for it to do is create a knowledge check using the information given and putting the information for the questions below, right here, right? And I have a true false in here, which is fine. It'll be able to work with that. And you can see the output that it gives. The main thing that you understand is you tell exactly what you're looking for. So here we have give this information in the form of a table. That's so it's easily transferable into a spreadsheet. Then we want the first column to be the question, the next column to be the correct answer, and the next 3 columns to be answers that might appear in a similar quiz. It's important to tell ChatGPT that you want this level of specificity. If you don't tell it that it needs to be similar models or similar information, it'll sometimes kick out in a weird way, and we want to make sure that we're keeping it as close as possible, not trying to trick people. You could ask for tricky questions. I've done that in the past and got some pretty funny answers, but we want to give, it's really a knowledge check, right? We're just making sure people have this. So once we do that, it gives me this output. As you can see, it gives it in a table that's easy to grab. It's important to always check this information. ChatGPT, while it does a really good job of doing it, the idea is not that it does the work for you, it just does the formatting. And we'll show you how to move it over here in just a second. So here's my full table answer. It's very simple. All I need to do is come in, grab onto all the information, right click, copy. Now we're at the Quizizz page. We're going to drop the information in. You'll notice that I asked GPT to put the question and then the answers. I didn't do multiple choice, as all my questions will be multiple choice, so it's really not that big a deal. The important thing is to drop the information in a place that's not going to affect the spreadsheet. So I'm going to move over to one of these cells over to the side, and I'll drop my information here. So now if we go over, you'll see all the information that I dropped, as well as the previous version that I've done. So now that we have this, all we need to do is come in, grab our question, copy it, drop it in. I find it best to paste using values only because that just keeps it clean. So once I've pasted my values there, I'm just going to go back, grab my questions, and bring them up here as well. So everything that we've done up until now leads to this point. My correct answers should be in the first column. all my false ones should be coming up. You'll see that false, true, and then depends on. ChatGPT just made up something to go there, which is helpful sometimes. And now all we need to do is clean up the spreadsheet. So come back, delete the information that you don't need. Go to File, Download, and download as in Microsoft Excel, because that's what Quizizz accepts. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll head to Quizizz. This is my dashboard for Quizizz. You'll see I have ones I've previously made here. I'm going to click Create, New, Quizizz. They have a lot of great options here, but the thing that we want to use is Spreadsheet. And so now all I'm going to do is drop in my file that I downloaded earlier for my Excel sheet. Now this is one thing that I did want to show you and why I kept the true false in there. Because of how the spreadsheet downloads, what I think is happening is the false is read as a formula. So we just have to come up here and type false. And the error is fixed. No big deal. Import, and automatically my quiz is made, which is really helpful. If you've never tried Quizizz before, I've been implementing it a lot this year. It's a lot of fun. You can go in and add pictures and do all kinds of things, add tags, and great organization system. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope to come out with some other things I'm using GPT for and how we use in our classroom. Thank you all so much. See you soon.